Coming up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky community mourns the loss of a beloved first responder who had a passion for serving others. And Kentucky politicians share hopes and dreams for better days ahead in the Commonwealth at the 2021 SOAR Summit.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Well, good Friday morning to you. I'm Dakota Makris. It's just before 5 o'clock. Thank you for waking up with us. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at your forecast. Brandon, I feel like this has been one of the longest weeks. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I've actually worked a full week. So
yep, exactly. So welcome to the big time.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. So we're seeing a fairly nice forecast this morning, Dakota. But later today, big changes on the way. Let's take a look at the satellite and radar this morning, the last few hours, and just mainly clouds across our area. Maybe a few sprinkles out there this morning, but the big story still off to our west and not too far away now. We can actually zoom out and see it there on the satellite and radar. That's the front that is going to work its way through here. Some patchy, dense fog this morning. I hit it in pockets on my way to work, so just continue to be careful as you're out and about this morning. The worst spots, Jonesville, Harlan, Williamsburg, and Jacksboro, so continue to just be careful out there. We're looking at temperatures across the region in the 60s. No 50s today, at least not yet. 64 Wise, Jonesville, Middlesboro, Williamsburg, Jacksboro, basically everybody along the border there, all the way up to 69 in Ashland and in Jackson this morning. Out the door forecast again. Some clouds at times, some sunshine at times, and late rain chances will come into play, especially as we head into the overnight hours. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. A recent COVID-19 death has members of the Floyd County community remembering a man they say was always grinning and giving back. Officer Oliver Little died Wednesday after a battle with the virus, leaving behind a legacy of service from his work as an EMT to the new position he was starting at the Pikeville Police Department. His brothers say his heart always led him to a place he could serve.
He's seen people. He didn't see you did something wrong. He did his job wonderfully, but he's seen people. He has that compassion.
Officers with the Pikeville Police Department have been with Little's body since his death. He will be escorted to Prestonsburg today by the Floyd County Sheriff's Department. The positivity rate in the Commonwealth continues to decline. Governor Andy Beshear announced 2,305 new cases of COVID yesterday, increasing the statewide total to 721,895. There were 52 new deaths as well, bringing the death toll to 9,262. One of the Kentuckians that was reported dead yesterday was as young as 38 years old. The positivity rate is a little less than 8%. You can always find the latest COVID-19 information over on our website at WYMT.com. Well, despite COVID cases declining, protocols still remain in place in many Kentucky schools. Some parents in Estill County do not seem to agree with them. Members of the school board say they have seen an increase in abusive language from parents to school employees over COVID measures. Most threats have been limited to calls for emails, but at least one disruption took place in person.
Basically misused the trust that an individual had with them to gain access to the building and then caused a scene at our high school.
School leaders are encouraging educators, if they feel they are being threatened, to hang up on the caller, ask the individual to leave the school, or call police. The 2021 SOAR Summit in Corbin wrapped up yesterday. Governor Andy Beshear, Congressman Hal Rogers, and other state and local officials addressed the conference, sharing visions of hope and optimism that better days are ahead for Eastern Kentuckians. Appalachian Regional Commission co-chair Gail Manchin was also there, highlighting the partnership between SOAR and ARC.
What I would hope is that we could work together as a central Appalachian region, that we could start making the entire region be able to thrive and to grow, and that these areas of very distressed counties could become some of the most competitive counties in the Appalachian region.
ARC regularly awards grants to various organizations in Kentucky. The keynote speaker yesterday was former astronaut Jerry Linger. WYMT anchor Steve Hensley interviewed him and Congressman Rogers for Issues and Answers, which will air Monday night at 7 o'clock. Well, the need for a reliable internet access is more important than ever in Appalachia. Panelists at the Source Summit discussed the importance of implementing high-speed broadband throughout the region. One of the panelists, Shelley Hampton, says people should remain patient as there are many hands on the project as everyone is trying to work together.
County officials are not the experts on broadband, but they do know that they need it. And so they're reaching out to providers, trying to collaborate, working with other local governments in their region to try to get this ball rolling. So they've got until 2024 to obligate these federal dollars, and we know that several of them are working on broadband.
The 2021 Source Summit was held in Corbin for the first time. You can see our coverage of yesterday's session over on our website. While at the summit, Governor Andy Beshear commented on a $29 million grant to support crime victims. The grant is made possible through the Victims of Crime Act and awards 132 service providers across Kentucky who assist those people. Passed in 1984, the Victims of Crime Act established a fund that supports thousands of victim assistance programs yesterday.
We have always focused on the perpetrator of a crime, and that's important. You need to arrest, prosecute, and incarcerate violent criminals. But what we don't focus on enough is the victim, which I believe is the most important person involved in any crime.
The money will go towards care for victims as they recover from any physical or mental trauma. The winner of the third annual Startup Appalachia pitch competition made their pitch yesterday at the Source Summit. This year's winner was Walleye Solutions, owned and operated by Billy Brown. Brown says the idea for the business came about just 2.5 years ago during a conversation with his wife. Now, she wished there was a way to pass a wire through a wall so she could have a lamp plugged in between the wall to their living room and kitchen area. After unsuccessfully finding this, he came up with the concept for Walleye Port, and the rest was history.
Our units provide a fully tubed opening from one side of a wall or barrier to the other through an aesthetically pleasing tube with adjustable lengths and a variety of ID sizes.
Well, because Brown placed first place, he received a $7,000 grand prize. Well, thank you so much for getting your day started with us here on Mountain News this morning. When we come back, 2 companies make use of drones in order to save dogs stranded by a dangerous volcanic eruption.
A potent cold front will bring chances for showers and storms back to our region, and some of those could be on the stronger side. I'll track them out for you in about 3 minutes.